hear you.
Hello.
Yes, Nikita, we can hear you now. Yeah.
Hello. Yes, sir. My name is Nikita Taide. I have done MBA in finance.
Okay. Yes, Nikita, is there any expectations from yours that you want to learn from this session?
I am looking for job.
Wait, you are looking for a job, I do understand. But in Excel, the moment you have joined this training program, you have some expectation.
Yes, sir.
Okay, no problem. Fine then. So you can mute yourself. I'll go to our next friend. Shifa, able to hear me? Hello, Shifa, able to hear
Yes,
me?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, okay.
Uh, Hi, everyone. My name is Shifa. I have completed my MBA in finance. I have 5 years of experience, work experience, and I'm about to join company after a gap. So I just wanted to upgrade my Excel skills. As for that reason, I have joined the class.
Okay. Okay, Shifa, no problem. Next, I'll go to our friend Sudhanshu.
Yes, as you as you can as you know that my name is Sudhanshu Kumar Padi, and I have recently joined to Excel Technology. Uh, and at the end of this training program, I would like to upgrade with me the advanced Excel, the charts, dashboards, and the formulas.
Okay, so I can say that you are more keenly interested on functions and formula and
Yes,
charts and graphs and dashboards, how to prepare the dashboards. Okay, fine, no problem. So that's thank you so much. Next, I'll go to our friend Hita.
Hi, hi.
Yeah, hi Hita.
I'm sorry I'm a bit late because I was out, so sorry.
No problem. So we are in the process of just a small introduction. So you can help yourself with a two-line of introduction and the expectations from this 16 hours of program on Excel.
Okay. Well, hi, my name is Heta, and I'm basically, by profession, I'm an HR. So I'm looking for advanced Excel where I can, for HR, what are the advanced Excel which is being used, the dashboards that is being used, the graphs and charts, what all that is being used. I just want to learn all those.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So no problem. Okay, friends. So I believe I have noted down your expectations. So anything is missing, you're always welcome to address all your questions or queries. And before jumping into the topic and starting our program, some basic ground rules we need to also follow. Since we are in the virtual meeting, your continuous engagement is also necessary. So kindly refrain using your mobile phone calls or emails or chat box, anything you're attending with. And whatever the queries, though it is a silly or sensible one, do not hesitate to ask me over there. All right. And whatever your concerns, suppose say you are working with Excel, you are not getting that feel the way I'm presenting, or you're missing something, the formula, do not hesitate. Feel free to ask because one time practice is very, very essential in the training program. And post training, you have to keep practicing, no doubt about it. All right. So that is very, very essential. And we'll be taking a short break in between somewhere depending upon the content flow 4 to 4:30 p.m. A short break for your best purpose. Don't worry. And regarding the communication part, since it is a virtual training, people, it's not like just one end. You only keep watching my screen and I have to keep communicating. So it is the both end communications going to happen. You have to ask the questions and I'll be also keep asking a lot of questions like, have you done with this? Are you clear? Have you understood? So you have to also help me with a small one-line message in the chat box, Y for yes or D for done. So that will be helping me to understand that we all are in equal pace and we are good to go for the next level. So this is how we have to work and we can effectively utilize the window time. Now, coming back to the communications part, always prefer to go for unmuting your mic and you can speak about your queries. If you believe lot of noise is around over here in your workplace or workstation, do not prefer to go for mic, go for chat box. And in this chat box, you can drop your queries. Reading out the queries, I'll definitely help you out. No worries about it. And if you believe the audio exchange or text exchange is still not enough, you need my presence on your screen, then we do have a screen sharing options, people. You can share your screen, but remember, while you are sharing the screen option, just go for entire screen. Do not go for sharing a specific window, because if you share only one window, the dialog box launchers will be missing and you will not be in a state to get your answers over there. So this is how we have to follow the rules, people. And definitely you are going to get a lot of things. I can give you an assurance, but practice is very, very essential. Now, coming back to the files, you would have noticed I have dropped a mail with a zip attachment. And when you see that zip attachment, so many files will be there. So I request not to open any files from that zip attachment. Okay, just download that zip file or zip folder and go for right click upon the same and go for extract all. So you will be finding so many files you will be extracting in a separate folder on your local file or disk or C drive, desktop, D drive, anywhere. And so many files. Why? What is the purpose? I'll tell you. I'm not only going to teach you the Excel features, functionalities, or tools over there, people. I will also give you some handling solutions over there, and that is going to help you in your routine activities to make your job easy. Like, what is the problem we face while working in Excel? The major problem is, people, regarding the file space management. When you start working in Excel and you start incorporating your data on daily basis, one fine morning you will be finding your Excel file size becomes huge. And when you take that file in the meeting and trying to present it, it also takes a lot of time to open the file, and you are keeping your audience waiting over there. And some people pass some kind of adverse remarks also. They say, Prabhas, why don't you do something with the file? It takes a lot of time. So people are there to comment, but nobody's there to give you support. Trust me, this is the fact. So in that case, people, what I suggest is do not waste your time. Do not be panic. There is a Word document I have shared with you naming called 8 ways to reduce your Excel file size. Just watch my screen. No need to open that right now. On your latest is at the end of the training program, you can go through that. But how to read this, I'll help you. See, there are 8 different ways we have prescribed, and very precisely it has been designed with the screenshots and stepwise instructions. So I'll take you through one sample data over here. Just see. We had a Excel file of 14.6 MB. It's a huge data. And without deleting a single content, without removing any data out of that file, we could successfully reduce the file size by 28%, which is the biggest achievement. So like this, there are 8 different ways we have prescribed over here. Just go through this entire document. You may not remember the whole steps, no issues, no worries, but you have a solution with you. Now, tomorrow, if you come across any problem like this, or if anybody from your teammates face this kind of situation, you can be a helping hand in terms of giving a solutions to them. So this is just to give a helping hand to the people. I have shared this file. Now, one more file I have shared with you, naming called keyboard shortcuts. When you open that file, you will be finding a list of keyboard shortcuts, not only about Microsoft Excel, but also Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint, Microsoft Outlook, the Office applications, whatever we use the most, and all the keyboard shortcuts are listed over here very precisely. So only thing is you have to just take a call on regular basis. You have to keep practicing upon those keyboard shortcuts in your day-to-day life as well. And trust me, when you develop this habit by just learning minimum 2 keyboard shortcuts in a day and start implementing at your workplace, I will assure you within 30 days, you can see a significant growth in your working place. As I said to you, overnight is nothing possible. And in fact, you cannot remember the whole list of keyboard shortcuts in a night. So this is only thing is to practice. And trust me, once you started practicing upon the same, you can increase your speed and accuracy as well. And you can Also impressed your audience working more with the keyboard shortcuts, and people will love to see watching or just working with the keyboard shortcuts. So this is again just to give you a helping hand. You have to help yourself keeping practicing upon the same. Now there is a notepad file I have shared with you naming called Learn Excel Free. There are 10 website names I have prescribed. So you must be thinking, Prabhas, are you promoting all these brands in your platform? No, not at all. Or am I the brand ambassador of all these websites? No way. So why I'm prescribing only these 10 websites? There are millions of websites there in the internet world. The reason why I'm specifically going for these websites, people, as I told you, Excel is such a subject. In fact, 6 months training is also not enough. So now, after attending this 16 hours of program, suppose you learned everything, you started implementing at your workplace, you got the grip on that. Where to go for enhancing the further Excel skills? Instead of going to someone's YouTube channel and later getting frustrated, what I suggest is you can go for all these websites and you'll be getting a lot of handy tips and tricks and contents in such a way. It is very easy to correlate at your workplace, and they have the industry based case studies, and they have the forums also where you can ask your questions and the experts will be answering the same. And these 10 websites, if you see, whenever Microsoft comes up with a new updates, they keep upgrading their content over there. And the beauty is entire thing is complimentary. You don't need to pay a single penny for that. Only thing is you have to invest your time. So these are the reasons why I have shared all these websites, people. So whenever time permits, go and explore all these websites. You will be getting beautiful concepts and knowledge point of view. You can also enhance your skills further. Now, rest of the files, we have understood the various industries, business, and their workflow. And we have taken some data from accounts, finance, production, planning, operation, HR, safety, and we have collected the entire case studies. And I'll take you through those situations, and I'll also help you out how to deal with the same. And our objective would be how to save our turnaround time, how to increase our productivity and efficiency, how to reduce the human errors, and how to avoid the duplication of work. So this will be our complete agenda in this entire 16 hours program. All right. Now, coming back to the file, there is a file name called corporate case studies, people. You can open that. So you'll be landing up with the cover page. Click on the next button and it will take you through our page called business maths, right? So kindly confirm all of you have got the same sheet open, business maths. Y for yes in the chat box. File name corporate case studies, sheet name business maths. If it is opened, kindly confirm a line of message in the chat box, Y for yes or D for done. Right, thank you, Shipa, for the confirmation. Yes, how about others? Okay, Nikita also confirmed. So Hita and Sudhanshu, status please. All right. So thank you so much for the confirmation. So let's go to our first example in our business maths, what we have and what is the objective. Let's have the clear understanding and start working with it. So again, I'm saying language is not a bar. Whatever the way you are comfortable, you can speak me in Hindi also. I'm quite conversant in Hindi. The objective is just to reach out. What you are asking, I should understand. What I am explaining, it should be reachable to you. So feel free to ask your question and feel free to communicate with me. Then only you can extract more out of the session. All right, fine. So just look at my screen. No need to do anything. Follow my audio. Suppose say somebody from different department, he came to me and asked, Pravas, I need to purchase three products, A, B, C. So how many quantities to be purchased? A of 1000, B of 12, C of 20. And there, the moment I have inquired with the vendor has given the rates, A of 1 rupee each, B of 20 rupees each, C of 10 rupees each. Now I have taken up this matter to my finance department and I asked them, please give me a check in favor of XYZ Limited and I have to procure all this material of the said quantities. My finance team asked me a question in return, Prabhas, how much amount you need, the check amount. So I need to answer them. How will I answer that? Just watch my screen. I'll go to my next column. I'll go for a simple formula equal to quantity multiplied by rates, and then I'll go for a total. Then only I can realize that I should collect a check of 1440 rupees. Do you all agree with this? Is this the way we do the job? Yes or no? Of course, yes, right? Nothing harm. Whatever we are doing is there is nothing harm over here. But let's just analyze the situation. In this, our objective, whatever we are looking for, is there appearing in this cell. So what is the point of getting all this value? What's the point? Is it playing any role, all these values, which I'm just putting in a oval shape? Is it playing any role? No. But we are helpless. Unless and until you get all these three, this total is not going to be achieved. So what we are doing, we just keep creating a lot of unwanted data. So now can you realize why our file size getting heavy? Because we keep creating a lot of unwanted data, right? So this is one drawback. Now next one, when I go to a new column and apply a formula for number of times, again the file size is also getting heavy because of that. Of course, yes. So the data processing also becomes very slow, of course, that we know very well. So having said this, whatever the practice we have people, today we are going to stop. We should not do our working in this way. So how to make an improvement on this? Let's discuss. There is a total cost cell over here. Okay. Now I would be writing one formula. So how to write your formula efficiently? Start working with me. Go for equal to and type a formula naming called sum. You can notice that when I just type sum, my entire list of formulas, wherever the sum text is there, it is listed in the screen. Now, which formula I would like to go for? Suppose say sum product. I just go for P. So when I go and write P alone product, then what will be happening? Sum product formula will be highlighted in the blue color. So I don't need to go and spend time for writing my entire text of the formula. I can simply go for on my keyboard. On the left side, you see a tab key is there and hit the tab button and automatically the formula will open till open parenthesis label. So this is called our sum product. This is an array formula, very old formula since since inception of Microsoft Excel. This formula is there since 1985. And there are a lot of things we can do with sum product and technically we call it as a array formula. So what it demands, read the formula. It demands array 1. So in our data, what is the first array? In our data, this is our first array called quantity. So I should go and select quantity, comma. Then what it demands me? Array 2. So array 2 is rate per unit. That's it. Two columns we had. Those two columns we have given as an input inside the formula. The moment I hit enter, can you see we got the answer of 1440. So even though we have got 10,000 line items, I don't need to go for a separate column for doing this kind of action. I can go for a simple formula like this, naming called sum product, and we can get our result. All right. Now, sometimes what it happens, people, whenever we design the formula, our audience or my boss may be having a question in the mind. He will be asking, Pravas, why don't you display the formula in the immediate right? So whatever the formula you are using, I can come to know this is the formula being used in this cell. So I don't need to go to my formula bar and I have to keep checking upon the same. So how to display this formula with the immediate right column? There is a beautiful formula we have naming called formula text. Formula text. Okay. So this formula, what it does exactly, whichever the cell contains the formula, when you refer it, it display that formula. So you could see we had used some product formula. That's why this is displaying over here. So give it a try. So one, we have learned our sum product, and the other one we learn called formula text. Okay. So any difficulties, do let me know. Yes, Ita, which one you lost? Sum product. You need to just write the
Uh,
formula equal to sum product, SUMP. So typing
I
only
got it.
four. Yeah,
Equal to some product bracket quantity I selected and then F3, right, which is rated unit.
yeah, that is what rate per unit. You have to go for
Okay.
selecting the entire
Close
column.
the bracket, na?
Sorry.
Should I close the bracket? I got 0.
No, 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 no. What you have taken? Have you taken the entire column? First, the array one, the quantity column completely you have to take except the header. Then comma, rate per unit, complete column except the header. Then hit enter, you will be getting the result.
Oh, entire column. Okay, okay, okay. I haven't taken the entire column. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So entire column, including the header, na?
No, 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 not including, excluding the
Exclude.
header.
Okay, okay. 1 minute. Comma and then this one. Okay. Uh, yeah, got it. Got it.
Fine.
Yes,
So I
got it.
believe it is, yeah, I believe it is clear for others also, like this sum product and formula text.
Could you please re-explain the formula text?
Formula text, you have to go for writing equal to formula text. And the moment you go for formula text, you can see this is demanding reference. So the cell which contains your formula, you have to refer. And the moment you hit enter, in that cell, whatever the formula we have applied, it will be coming up under display mode. All right.
Yes, I
Right.
understood this, but why
Mhm.
do we need to write this formula text? And where we can, I mean, what are all the fields we can apply this?
See, formula text, the basic job is to showcase the formula. Why you need to apply, that is optional. As I said to you, your boss may be demanding whenever you create a template, he might be asking you that can you just showcase all the formulas, whatever you have written. So you can keep writing this kind of formula text and that will be always displayed because he cannot go to each and every cell and he cannot look at the formula bar to understand what is the formula you have applied. So there you can go for this. This is one. The other one, suppose you create a template and you want to pass the knowledge transfer, like the moment you go for giving KT to the your successor, whoever the people or your replacement, the person who has come in the organization. So first you have to do the KT. Then only you will be released of your responsibilities or duties in the corporate world. So there, for the easy understanding, you can ask him or you can tell him or you can create all this kind of formula text options. So he can understand what are the formulas you have used and where you have used. This is the purpose, nothing else. All right. So I believe some product and formula text, you got the sense where it is and how to apply this. Okay. Now, one more thing, always remember, friends, the moment you are working with Excel, Being a Excel user, you must know which version of Microsoft Excel is installed in your system. You should know that. But how to explore it, I'll tell you. Just go to your file menu in the same Excel file, whatever you are working with, go to the file menu. You will be finding one option in the bottom, naming called options. In the bottom on the left side, you will be finding a name called options. And when you click on these options, it will take you to your Excel options dialog box over here. So this is your backstage view of your Excel. Some of the features or functionalities also there in your backstage view. So how to explore your backstage view? I told you. Well, go for cancel in the bottom right, cancel. Now again, go to file and go to that same over here in the left side. There's an option called account will be there. Earlier we have seen options. Now we'll go for account. So when you go for account option in the right side, you will be finding your own version name will be listed over here. So in my screen, I have got 365. In your screen, just check it out and drop me a message. Is it 365, 2016, 2019, 2013, or what exactly? So please find out and drop me a message in the chat box. Okay, Shohita is having 365. How about others? Okay, Office 365 and 2016. You got two versions, Sudhanshu, in your system?
Yes, it's showing me Office 365 and comma 2016.
Okay, fine. Yes, Nikita, what is your version?
Excel 2016.
2016, okay. And Shifa,
It's 2019.
2019, okay. Very good. So we have got three versions right now, 2016, 2019, and Office 365. All right, so now what is the point of knowing your own version? I'll tell you. See, sometimes what it happens, friends, you might be watching that your friends or colleagues, they're using some different formula functions to make their job easy at the workplace. So you also start expecting the same from your system, but your system doesn't have such kind of formulas. So not to be panicked, this is because of the versions differences. So only thing is you have to upgrade your system to that version and you will also get that flavor. Now, you can ask me a question, Travas, what is the latest version? I would say go for Office 365 because there are a lot of AI tools, functions, features, and templates are added in 365, which you may not have in the other versions. So if you're using also personal laptop or you're going to buy a new laptop tomorrow, always prefer to go for Office 365. Don't go for 2016, 2019 and all because a lot of features will be missing over there. And of course, when you go for 365, when you're getting plenty of features like this, you have to pay for it. So there are different packages also Microsoft provides. If you are going for home or basic versions, you have to pay a little bit of amount, like say monthly, you have to pay some 600 over there. So as long as you are using Office 365 service, you can keep paying. And once you have not, I mean, you have stopped the service, you are no longer going to entertain Office 365, you can stop that service also. So this is called subscription version. And there is also an option called one-time license you can purchase and whole life you can get the Microsoft updates. So there also same enterprise or business editions you can go for it. And that will be also costing you somewhere around 5 to 6K. Or if you go for a business versions, that will be costing you yearly 8,000 as subscription. So there are many more options we have, but yes, I would always suggest go for Office 365. Now, coming back to our second example, I would say the moment you're working with 365 people, really we are blessed. I will show you, being a 365 user, what are the other features we have and how to make use of the same. Whenever the time comes, I will show you some tools. Don't worry. Now, Coming back to our question number 2. So the question is about the vendor evaluation. In any industry or organizations wherever we are working with people, our purchase department, they have their own standard operating procedure. What they say? So whenever you are purchasing any product, you need to depend upon with minimum 3 competitive codes, and technically we call them L1, L2, L3, right? Now, what is meaning by L1? The lowest price, L2, second lowest, L3, third lowest. So now let's go for our example. You could notice there is a prices column where the entire data is available, right? Now look at the same, and if I ask you, please find out the L1 price, the lowest one. What would be the lowest one? Anybody? Is it going to be 87? Do you agree? In this entire prices column, if
Yes.
you look at 87 is going to be the lowest one. That is L1. L2, what should be the L2 price? Is it going to be 99.2? Check it out, confirm, right? Now, if I go for L3, is it going to be 103.2? Yes. So these are our L1, L2, L3 prices. That is what lowest 1, 2, 3. We got the answer, correct? Now, this is what we did it manually. Now, same thing, if I ask you, suppose say when you open your file, you got entire column having 10,000 records. How many records? 10,000 records. And out of this 10,000 records, if I ask you find L1, L2, L3 price, what we do exactly? We go for sorting our data. We go for arranging the data in smallest to largest order. And whatever the 3 line items appears in the top, we consider these are our L1, L2, L3, and we just copy that, paste in our email, Outlook email, and send it across to the next level for the approval. This is the practice we have developed. Nothing wrong. What we are doing is absolutely perfectly fine. But in this entire process, is there any value additions to your work? No. And sorting is a task, people. It is anybody's job. Anybody can do that. And this task, what we are doing is recurring in action, because today I'm looking for ABC product. I have to sort. If my product changes tomorrow, XYZ, again, I have to sort. So every time to find out my L1, L2, L3, I have to sort. And that's what a time consuming job. Now, in this entire scenario, just think about it. Instead of doing this sorting action repeatedly, how to make it dynamic. So whenever I choose a product, automatically this value should come automatically over here. And to make it happen, we have over here, you could see a bottom 3 column. Okay. So I'll take you through this bottom 3 column. Ideally, how do we define your formula? We go to a cell, we write our formula, then we go and drag it down, copy paste. This is what the practice we have developed. But today we are going to stop doing that. So how to make an improvement? Just see. First, go and select the entire area where you need your solution. Do it along with me. Select the entire 3 cells, whatever we have, and where in bottom 3 column we need the solution of L1, L2, L3. So whatever we did it manually to find out our L1, L2, L3, the same we are going to gain by using some formula. So what should be the formula? Fine. Once you select all the 3 cells, remove your fingers from the touchpad, remove your mouse from the stall bar over here, then go for equal to and use a formula naming called small. So when you go for small formula, what it demands me? It demands me array. Array means data, where it is. Is it the left side of the formula or right side? It's in the left side. So go for left arrow key to move to the left and select the entire array. So that becomes your data range, that becomes your data array, and within that, comma. After that, what it demands me is the k. What is the meaning by k? K is nothing but the integer, number, or rank. So here we'll take as a rank. Now for L1 purpose, rank should be 1. L2 purpose, rank should be 2. L3 purpose, rank should be 3. Now having said this, the moment I go for this, I cannot give 1, 2, 3 together in place of k. So here you could see we have got 1 in the right side. I can take that and bracket close. So automatically when I copy this formula towards down, 1 becomes 2, and then further down 2 becomes 3 because that is already there prescribed in the right side column area. Now bracket close, formula is ready. Ideally we finish our formula with enter, but today we are going to do control enter, and you could notice the entire data is being populated. But did I receive my answer properly? Just check, just watch my screen. Our L1 we discussed 87 should be. Did you receive that? Yes. L2, it should be 99.2. Did you receive it? Yes. L3 over here 103.2 to 111. But in this case, the L3 case, the value is not coming up proper. Why? Just see. When I go to that formula, you can notice my blue color border is starts moving down. Because when I copy this formula towards down, my range is also moving down. So though I am looking for my L1 or L3, it should always start with our 103.2 value and end with 104. It should not go beyond that, but it's moving. So this is the place where it has gone wrong. So what you need to do over here, just see. So we'll select the entire formula over here. And now opening the formula, which element is creating a trouble? G12 is creating a trouble. Okay. G12 is creating a trouble? No, G12 is having the 1, 2, 3. So trouble the blue color border area. So which element is containing the blue color border area? E12 to E17. Now this range should not move down or move right. For that, we need to lock it. How to lock it? By using F4. So when you press F4, it will be applying $2 symbol, one before column, making column lock, one before row, making row lock. So ultimately, the entire cell range will be locked. Okay. Now formula is rectified only with one cell, but we need to apply for others. We know one keyboard shortcut. What is that? Control Enter. And see the beauty, we got the answer. So this is how people, this formula will be pretty helpful whenever you are designing any kind of summary reports or tabular report or templates or your say dashboards, you can use that, right? So give it a try and check small formula is working. Any doubt, any queries in the small formula? So if it is done, kindly confirm in the chat box, D for done or Y for yes.
Hi, I have a small doubt. I think
Mhm,
I wrote it as sum
mhm,
equals to sum.
mhm.
I took the price column, and then I took this 87, 99.2, and 103.
No, no,
I
no, no. This is nothing to create. This is just for the understanding. Why did you take this? See what I am writing. Can you see my screen? I have taken the small formula, not some formula, small formula. Then I have taken the range of prices column, not this column. This is just for the understanding I created. What should be our L1, L2, L3 price? You are not
small.
supposed to take
This
this.
is the yeah. This is the mistake that I did. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, I got something wrong. I got an error.
Yeah, you can share your screen. Let's see.
It's I'm logging in from the lab mobile. 1 minute.
Mhm, mhm.
Hmm, 1 minute. Yeah. You're able to see?
Yeah, select all the three cells of bottom three column.
Yeah.
Equal to, just immediately type equal to. Don't. That is what the mistake you are doing. You should not go back to that cell again. Equal
Okay.
to immediately,
Equal to.
small, then tab,
Hmm.
then go for array from the left side, complete array.
The price column, right?
Yes, that is array. That is the word, the array.
Yeah. Done.
And then go for F4 to lock it. F4. In the top row, F4 is there. Top row. No, don't select. Okay, you have given the comma. Then you have to select. Okay, select. E12 to E17 in the formula itself. In the formula itself, you got to select. In the formula itself, you got to select.
I have to select what? Like this one, right?
No, that is nothing to do. 87, 99.2, those are manually we discussed. This is what we are going to achieve in bottom three column. That is the objective.
Okay. After this, after small equals to small, we selected the price column, and then
You have to take the value from right. That is 1, 2, 3 is there. No, already in the right side column, 1, 2, 3 is there.
okay, this one.
Take that value. Yes, not
Yeah.
entirely, not entirely. Only one. K is demanding one value. Means that is the ranking. Only G12.
Oh, sorry.
No, don't do in this way. It will be time consuming. Go for escape. Complete escape.
Yeah, 1 minute. Can I do?
Select all the three cells. Equal to, small, tab, okay, array from the left, and go for F4. Just press F4. Press F4.
1 minute. Yeah. Yes. Done.
No, there should be a dollar symbol application when you press F4. If it is not appearing, then go for function with F4 key, Fn key with F4 key on your keyboard.
Okay. FN.
In the bottom line, left side, bottom line, Fn key will be there in the bottom line, left side.
Okay. FN and F4, right?
Yes, Fn with F4.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
you'll be getting the dollar symbols. You'll be getting the dollar symbols applied in that range.
Got it.
Then comma, then comma. Use the right arrow key to move right. Use the right arrow key to move right. Is it taking G12?
Yes, it took G12. I got it.
Bracket close and hit Control Enter. Control Enter. Both press together. And
Control
you'll
and
be, yes.
yeah, 1 minute. Got it.
So you'll be getting the values. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm taking the control back on the screen.
Okay.
All right, so I believe everybody is clear with our small formula applications, people. And as I told you, this will be very, very helpful. Similarly, if you want bottom 5, bottom 10 also, you can keep creating the values by using the formula. So instead of doing it manually or doing the sorting task over here, you can make use of this kind of formula, and that will be very, very helpful. Okay. Now coming back to our top 3. So like bottom 3, we use the formula called sub small. Top 3, what the formula would be. So what will be the opposite of small? Definitely, it should be large. So first 1 minute, watch my screen. I have taken the large function. Okay. I'll go to my array since formula is demanding array. So I'll take this array. I should lock it. Reason, this formula, when I copy it towards down, this array should not move down. Comma, what is the next one? K. I told you what is the meaning by K is nothing but the constant or the ranking. So ranking is there in my left side. So I can take one value from the left, bracket close. Formula is ready only with one cell, but we need to apply for the entire range. What is the shortcut? Control, enter, and we got the answer. So this is how we have got our large functions also populated. So give it a try with the large functions as well, people. So as I told you, these formulas will be pretty helpful, people, while designing the summary report, tabular report, dashboards. You can make use of that, and we can avoid the duplication of work. Once it is done, you can confirm me in the chat box, D for done or Y for yes, please. All right. So these things you need to practice, as I told you. So with this, we'll go for our next objective is over here. Okay. Basic rounding of our data. Most of the time, what it happens, people, when you have the data in place, if it is containing the decimals, we need to round it off. Else it will be creating a trouble while during the reconciliation activities. So now in this case, what we can do, just see, we have a prices column. You can notice it is containing the data, some decimals, and along with some whole numbers also in place. Now looking at the same, my boss is not quite happy. And what he's saying me, Pravas, I don't want to see the decimals. Just round it off to the nearest one unit. Okay. So what is the meaning by rounding off near the nearest one unit? Like 103.2 is there. Ideally, what we prefer to show 103. If it is on 111.5, what we prefer to show, we go for 112. Do you agree with this? Is this the way we round off our data? Yes or no? So how do you take a call that somewhere you have to take one unit down and somewhere you have to take one unit up? How do you take a call? So we don't take a call about this. This is the default nature. After decimal or post decimal, if the data character is less than 5, we go for one unit down. If it is 5 or more than 5, we go for one unit up. This is the standard practice since beginning we have developed. Now, same thing we are going to do in Excel also. So how we are going to do the same in Excel? See the beauty. We can select our entire array. Just 1 minute, watch my screen. Then next 1 minute, you can try also, don't worry. First, watch my screen, understand the concept. I'll take this array. I'll go for is equal to m round. There's a formula in our Excel naming called m round. M stands for multiple. What it demands me? Number. So number I'll be taking from my prices column, no doubt, comma. Then it asks me for multiple. So multiple has a meaning. We are not going to multiply with any value over here. So what we can do is we just want to round it off either one unit up or one unit down. So we'll go for just one and bracket close. Formula is ready only for a cell. Need to apply for rest. Control enter. So with immediate effect, you could see whatever the data we have, automatically it will be rounded off the nearest one digit. So this will be again very, very helpful whenever you design the templates and all, you can keep this formula ready. And whenever users types any data, if at all it contains any decimals, it will be rounded off. So give it a try and check mround is working. Fine. So we got to know now that how to use this M round formula and get our result. Now see the beauty, where else we can use M round formula. Now suppose say same data is there and my boss is expecting, Prabhas, please round up the data to the nearest 5 units. So what is the meaning by that 103.2 is there? If I need to answer over here, what should be the answer? Of course, it should be 105. If it is of 87, what should be the answer? Should be 85, isn't it? So we need to get all this value. Again, we don't need to go for any other separate formula. We can simply go for again M round and see the beauty. I'll take this number, comma, how many units up or down? 5 units. So I'll go for multiple place 5 and bracket close, control, enter. See the beauty? So similarly, if you want to go for multiple of 10, multiple of 5, any point of time, you can make use of this formula called M round. Very powerful and very helpful also. So you can keep using it. So check it out. M round for rounding off the data to the nearest 5 units. Is it working? So M round. M stands for multiple round. We have understood how to apply it, isn't it? Any questions from anybody before proceeding further? Now, let's go to the next one. So here you could notice we have a prices column, okay, where you could see the data is of mixed type. Yes, Sudhanshu?
Yeah, actually, I would like to know, could you please scroll up a bit
Which one?
to the M round?
So we did
Yes,
two cases M round. So which one? Nearest 5 units or nearest
to
1
the five,
unit?
to the nearest 5 units. Yeah.
Okay, so what is the confusion point on Heath? What is that you could not understand?
So the question is, when we do the five, I mean nearest 5 units, the 103 became 105, and
Uh-huh.
99 became, I mean the nearest value that is divided by 5, or what? Like how this?
Okay, fine. So let's understand the concept first. See, suppose say I'm talking about 103.2. Okay, I'm just taking the first instance. Watch my screen. If I have a scale of 5 jump values or 5 skip values, 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, something like that. Now, if I'm looking for 103.2, which interval this is going to fall? Is it going to fall in between 100 and 105? Do you agree?
Yes.
Now, for 103.2, 100 will be the lowest unit and 105 will be the highest unit. Do you agree?
Right.
Now, what is the difference between these two?
100 is the lowest value and 105 is the highest value, and
So,
103 uh, is the nearest to 105.
That is what. So which is the nearest one? 105. So that's why we got 105. And what is the difference between these two? 100 and 105. What is the difference? Is of 5 minutes? Is it of 5 minutes? So
Yes,
that's why
yes, right.
we are giving 5. Now, if you are looking for nearest 10 units, suppose say you have taken 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, then you should have given 10 over here. So that's what the basic difference, nothing else.
Okay. Okay. Okay, good.
Right. Now, we'll go for our next. Say, we have a prices column and we have the data. Please stay focused on my screen. No need to do anything right now. In this data set, you could find we have got data positive and negative mixed together in one column. All right. Now, suppose say looking at the data, my boss is not quite happy and he's telling me, Prabhas, I don't want to see the negative values, that you keep it with you. Wherever the value is positive, please bring it in the next column. So now the question is how to identify something is negative. We know one thing, whenever the value is within brackets or if it starts with a hyphen or dash symbol, these are negatives. If none of them is available, these are positives then, right? Do you agree with me? This is how we decide by looking at the data. Now, if I ask you, please logically decide whether the value is positive or negative, what we do? We go to each and every cell and we try to identify by comparing the data. How? If it is more than 0, positive. If it is less than 0, negative. This is how we do. The same thing when you do it in Excel. Excel will be taking the help of the formula called if. So if is the logical formula which will be helping us to do the logical calculations. Just see my screen. 1 minute, watch my screen, understand the concept. Next 1 minute, I'll be giving time to try with, don't worry. First watch. So I have taken if formula. What it demands me? Logical test. So logical test purpose, I need to depend upon this cell and what the test I need to apply. Is it greater than 0? So this entire setup becomes my logical test, comma. What is the next one? Value if true. We know one thing. Whenever we do a test, there might be a success, there might be a failure. I never know. But I need to follow the rhythm. So what if there is a success? That is called value if true. It means if this value is more than 0, it means positive. So in the next column, which value you're expecting? The same which you are checking, comma. What is the next one? Value if false. If there is no success, definitely there is a failure. So if that value is not more than 0, it will be less than 0. So if it is less than 0, it becomes negative. Then if it is negative, we don't want that value in the next column. But there should be some treatment given in the next column. So what should be the treatment? You might be expecting 0, hyphen, nil, not available, not applicable, anything. You must write within two double inverted quotes. Since we are working with template, we have to retain the output as blank. And to make it blank, we should go for two immediate double inverted quotes. So this is where people commits a mistake. They define two double inverted quotes, but they define a space in between that. And that is really annoying because space, though it is not visible, but it is counted as a character. So you have to precisely give it as two immediate double inverted quotes only. Now bracket close. Formula is ready. Only for a cell. Need to apply for rest. Control, enter, and see the beauty. Wherever the data is positive, that alone it has pulled up over here. Can you see? So this is how people we have understood how to apply a simple logical formula over there in our Excel. So give it a try and check. Are you getting the values? Any problem? Any doubt? Feel free to ask. Just try this. Hope it is clear. Working fine for everyone. Any questions in this? So if logic, how to apply logical understanding? Any difficulties? Anybody? Okay. So now, though we have applied if formula people over here in this scenario, 95% user, they will suggest you to do the job like this only. But I don't recommend this formula over here in this scenario. Why? We got the answer, then what is the problem? See, getting answer in Excel is not a big deal. There are multiple ways you can get it. But which is the appropriate one? We have to take a call. Now, why I don't recommend this? The reason is, remember one thing, in any Excel file, the more the if formula, file size will be more. So you have to always keep your if formula with the limited level. So in the worst case only use the if formula. If formula should not be your first choice. So now if I'm not supposed to use if formula, what would be the alternative? How to get it done? Just watch my screen again. So here, 1 minute, watch my screen, what I'm doing, try to understand. So I'm taking a formula naming called max. We know max formula, what it does. It finds out the maximum value in a range. So here it asks me the number one. I will take from the prices column first number, yes, comma. What is the next one it is asking? Number two. So which is the next number I should take it over here? Just see. When we logically decide or compare the data, which value we compare with? We compare with zero. To consider something positive or negative, we compare with zero. The same thing we are going to do. Bracket close. What we are trying to do it in Excel, just see. We are asking Excel that between this value and zero, which is more, you should return that. So we are not discussing anything below zero cases. Jobs become very simple and formula also becomes very crisp. Formula is ready only for a cell, but we need to apply for rest. What is the shortcut? Control, enter, and we got our data ready. So now as a audience, if you are looking at which one you prefer to see, option one or option two. So which one you like to see? A lengthy formula or you want your formula to be crisp? Definitely option two only. So this is how people, when your formula length is very, very short and sweet, then the data processing also will be faster, file size will not be heavy, and people will love to watch those formulas. Give it a try and check it's working. So once it is done, kindly confirm in the chat box why for yes, or if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Okay. Now, once we have done with this, let's go for our next. So we are going to watch now some date related calculations, people, which will be very, very helpful again. So go to question number 4. Suppose say, try to understand what's the ask. We have furnished some annual maintenance contracts agreements with some vendors. Just say. So 11th December 2019, I furnished one contract to one of my vendor and the warranty is of 16 months. So I need to find out when this contract is going to be expired so that I can take a call whether to renew the contract or to stop the service or to change the vendor, whatever it is, I should take a call on that. Correct? So like this, there are 10,000 AMCs I have and I need to find out their date of expiry. So if you go for the very first case, just manually check and let me know what would be the date of expiry. Anybody? Just manually check and tell me.
Which one is going
March
to be
21.
expire early or
No, 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 no. It's not expire early or later. Each and every AMC's expiry date we need to find out. So the question is, if I furnish a contract on 11 December 2019, after 16 months, what should be the date?
April 2021.
April 2021. Okay, what would be the date? You take told only month and year. What would be the date?
11.
Right. So 11 April 2021 should be the date. So like that, I need to find out 10,000 cases, right? So one thing we have understood that when there is a date related calculations to be done, we have to be pinpoint accurate even for a single day. We cannot take a call just okay, plus or minus one day up or down, something will be that cannot be accepted. You have to be accurate. So in this case, how to get this done? Can I hold a calendar in one hand and keep computing this answer? No, because I have got 10,000 cases. So it will take near about 1 month if I go for start working with it. So how to make this job over here? Excuse me. So to get this done, people, what you can do, select the entire array. Okay. As we know, we have developed the practice. After selecting the array, immediately go for equal to, and there is a beautiful formula in our Excel naming called eDate. E stands for electronic date. Okay. What it demands me, start date, we do have date of AMC, comma, it demands me months, we do have months also. I can take that. Now bracket close, formula is ready, only for a cell. Need to apply for rest, control enter. So you can see immediately we got the answer. But the problem is these answers are coming up in a different format. Now, what is this format about? These are nothing but general format of our date. What is that? General format of our date. What we are expecting, the answer we are expecting in a date format. So remember, any format, if you happen to convert into date format at any point of time, on your keyboard, go for Control, Shift, and 3. See the numerical 3, if you see a hash key is there. So this key you have to take it with combination of Control and Shift. So Control, Shift, and 3 will be helping you to convert any format to date format. See the beauty? We got that, right? So give it a try and check your eDate is working and confirm. So I believe this is working. Any doubt, any queries, people, anybody? So this will be very, very helpful whenever you are working with your contracts, agreements, claims, or if you have some kind of bank guarantees, or if you're working with your investment related documents, all these places you can use this formula. Just don't maintain Excel to maintain the database. Use Excel to maintain as a tracker. That will be very, very helpful. All right. So I believe now all are clear with our EDATE formula and the keyboard shortcut Control Shift and 3. No, Sudhanshu, network days international, there is a difference. The purpose is a bit different. So whenever you want to calculate the difference between two setup of dates as a working day, then you should go for network days. But here the objective is different. We are going to calculate the future date. We have only start date. We do not have the end date. We want to calculate the end date after 16 months, after 12 months, after 20 months. Then we should go for this formula. Network days formula purpose is different to calculate the difference in terms of working days or business days. All right. So now, friends, the moment we have got date of expiry over here, that alone is not enough. There are certain things which we need to also assess whether we need to know the 11th April 2021 is going to fall in a weekday or weekend. That also we need to find out. So now the question is how to extract a day from a date. For that, we can use a formula naming called text. So what it demands me? Value. Value is nothing but date of expiry, comma. What is the next one it is asking? Format text. Ideally, in Excel, while we are working with, we follow two different types of date format. One, DDMMYY, other one, MMDDYY, where D stands for day, M stands for month, Y stands for year. So our focus is not to go with our month and year. Our focus is entirely in the day. So we should write within two double inverted quotes D four times. Now why D four times? To get the complete string of the day, like Sunday, Sunday. If I go for three Ds, what is going to happen? Only first three character of the day, SUNMONWED, like that. Is it case sensitive? No, Excel formulas are not case sensitive. Now bracket close, formula is ready, only for a cell, need to apply for rest. Control enter. See, as we are anticipating the first case itself, it's falling in Sunday. So Sunday you are not working, so you must renew the contract before 1 or 2 days, depending upon 5 or 6 working days in a week. So this is how people, this text formula will be very, very helpful whenever you do not have the data or you download the data from SAP or ERP. You need to extract the day out of this, you can make use of that. So give it a try. Text is working, kindly confirm. So once your day is done, let's go for practicing upon finding the month and year also. So month purpose, what should be the formula? Same text, taking the expiry date within two double inverted quotes, M four times to get the month. Control enter. Similarly, For year, we can go for text formula, but that will be very lengthy. Don't go for year calculations purpose the text formula. We have a ready-made year formula in Excel, and you can take that. And this demands serial number. You can go for date of expiry. And this is going to help you. So this is how, again, we have understood how to keep our formula length minimum. So these are the formulas and functions, people, which will be very, very helpful in our routine activities. So kindly confirm your e-date, text, year formula, everything working fine. Any doubts, any queries, feel free to ask.
Hi, I have a doubt.
Uh-huh.
I did so, but then I got this pop-up.
Mhm.
So I think there's something that went wrong.
You have forgotten to give a comma. See, after text formula F43, where is the comma?
Oh, okay. Okay, there's no comma.
You click OK. You click OK, it will take you to that. Okay, now you have done it. Fine. Fine. After F43, give a comma.
Hmm.
Yes, enter.
Enter. Okay,
Now the
got it.
same you can apply towards down also. You can drag it down.
Hmm. Okay. Got it. Yeah. Got it.
Yeah. Is it clear? So this is about the formulas, functions in our business maths case studies, people, and which we need the most in our routine activities. We got the basic understanding of that. All right. So now we'll proceed to our next sheet, naming called data presentation. So in this data-driven world, people, mere having the data alone is not enough. Okay. So we need to do a lot of processing with the data, like we have to analyze the data, we have to do the data mining, we have to do the data crunching, we have to present the data in a visual form, we need to present our data in a storytelling format. There's a lot of things, I mean, we need to do over here. Okay. So in this case, the question is, over here, we have a complete year's data, revenue data you could see on our screen. Okay. Month-wise total revenue data is there. How to make it informative? Like what else we can do so that our data presentation will be more even better? Or what else we can add it so that there will be a value additions to our work? Or what else we can incorporate when I present it, my audience will be quite happy watching the same that we are going to discuss over here. So in this case, if you look at our data, first of all, it doesn't have the total. So keep your cursor in the total cell and go for Alt equal to. When you press together, Alt with equal to sign, press together, it will take you through a immediate sum function. Now hit enter. So you get your total of 33,715. Check it out. Did you receive the same total?
And what is the shortcut key you told?
Alt with equal to. So Alt with equal to. This is there in our list also. You can practice on that. Quick sum. Great. Now, over here, whatever we have prepared people, maybe my immediate boss would be happy watching the same. But when I'm presenting the same to the management, they are not interested reading my data in terms of billions, millions, or lakhs and crores. They want to see the revenue data, but that should be in terms of percentage. So let's go and create a new column naming called revenue percentage. Okay. Now, what should be the formula for presenting our revenue data in terms of percentage? Let's go and discuss. 1 minute, watch my screen. See, whatever my data of my Jan month I should take, that should be divided by the total revenue. So each and every month I have to divide with the total. So my formula, when I copy towards down, only my month data should move down, but total revenue should not move down. For that, what we need to do? We need to lock it. And how to lock it? By using F4. So it will be applying $2 symbol. If F4 is not my direct key, we need to go for function with F4. Now I'll hit enter. This is going to give me my answer in terms of decimal, but header, if you look at, it is there in the percentage symbol. So how to convert any format into percentage format? See, any point of time to convert your data to percentage format, on our numerical button of your keypad, you can see in the 5 numerical value, there is a percentage symbol is there. So you should go for Control Shift 5. So Control Shift 5, when you press together, it will help you in converting any format to percentage format. And the same I can apply for others. And when I go for a total, is it giving me 100%? Yes. So this is how people, we got another column ready, naming called revenue percentage. Give it a try and confirm. So is it working? Any doubt? Any queries?
Sir, can you please repeat that Alt plus one more time?
It's simple. Keeping your cursor in the total cell and press on your keyboard Alt from the left side Alt with equal to sign. Then it will be giving you sum. So I'm just deleting this right now again and going for Alt equal to. So it will be giving me the sum formula. What if I directly multiply with 100? See, that is what the student one task you are doing, Sudhanshu. Why unnecessarily you'll go and multiply with 100 and making your formula length more, making your file size more. So this is what the practice you have to develop. So those things when you are learning Excel for the first time in the school days or college days, when you're learning for the Excel for first time in the computer center, they will teach you how to write your mathematical formulas, but not anymore now, because now you're in the corporate world. All right. So I believe revenue percentage is clear. Yeah. Now, once we have done with this people, next what we can do, see, stay focused. We can compare our data starting like Jan to Feb, Feb to March, March to April. How is the status? Whether the revenue is increasing or decreasing, those things we can compare. That is called in technical language, in corporate language, the reports, whatever we are presenting it, we call it as month and month comparison. So technically we call it as growth. So let's go and create a new column naming called growth. Okay. Now, in this growth column, what would be the formula? First 1 minute, watch my screen, observe the concept, understand what I'm doing. Next 1 minute, I'll be giving time to try with. First, understand. See, since I am working with my first month called over here January, do you have anything before January to compare with? No. So growth is nil. Growth is ideally nil. But when I go to Feb, we have got something to compare with, isn't it? So what should be the formula? Equal to Feb month revenue minus Jan month revenue. Simple basic mathematics. Now, when I go and hit enter, this is going to give me the result. So what is the meaning by negative 178 means Jan to Feb, my volume is decreasing. My business is going down. The same I can apply for others. How? Just clicking on this, double click on that fill handle, and this will be applying for others. So this is how one more column we made it ready, making our value additions to the data by using this growth column. So go for this growth column and confirm it's working. Right, people? Growth column is ready. Is it working? Fine. Now, growth in terms of value, maybe my boss would be happy watching the same like billions, millions, lakhs, crores of differences. But the data, when I'm presenting to the management, they are not watching really growth in terms of value. They are interested to see the growth, but that should be in terms of percentage. So let's go and create one more column naming growth percentage. Okay. So when you go to the growth percentage column, what should be the formula? Let's discuss. So first again, 1 minute, watch my screen, what I'm doing, observe closely, and next 1 minute you can try. I'll be giving time, don't worry. So here, since our first month is January month and growth is nil, growth percentage also will be nil ideally, isn't it? But when you go to Feb, what should be the formula? Equal to whatever the growth we have identified in the month of Feb, that should be divided by the base month. So for Feb, which is the base, we have compared the data from Jan. So that should be our formula. Now, once I hit enter, this is turning up the answer in terms of decimals. And we know we need to present our data in terms of percentage. So what should be the shortcut? Any format to percentage format, Control, Shift, and 5. Now, when I go and press double click on this drill handle, this will be applicable for all. So this is how we got another column ready, naming called growth percentage. Give it a try and check, confirm. Hope it is working fine. Growth percentage. Any difficulties? Okay. Now, what else we can do? Stay focused, please. See, when I'm presenting my data in this style, okay, since we had only maximum 2 columns, but this much of task is pending to make it more informative. And we did not do that, but we are supposed to do. Now let's see what else we can do. See, suppose say somebody asked me, Pravas, how much business you got after completing Jan month business? Somebody asked me, Pravas, how much business you made? So I will tell simple, I have made how much? 3963 US dollar. Now suppose say same thing I need to answer after completing my business for the month of Feb. What will be my answer? I will include both Jan plus Feb and I'll be giving the answer. Same thing when I go for completing March. So I'll be stating Jan plus Feb plus March. So like that, I will keep on just including all these individual months whenever I complete the business for that particular month. What do you call all these things? We call it as a cumulative value or accumulation of the data. or in Excel language, we call it as a running total. So now the question is how to define this running total in our Excel. The moment you go for running total to present it people in the corporate reports, you should name it as a proper corporate jargons like YTD. So year to till date. So now let's see, create a new column called YTD and what should be the formula. So let's go and create a column YTD. Now watch my screen. Once you have got it, watch my screen. What should be the formula? See, since Jan is the first month, whatever my Jan month revenue, can I take the same as YTD for the month of Jan? Obviously, yes. So let's put it in a formula like equal to over here and taking the data from January. So the same value is going to be populated? Yes. But when I go to Feb, what should be the answer? Equal to Jan month YTD plus Feb month current revenue. Is it going to be giving the cumulative value? Yes. The moment I hit enter, this is getting cumulative. So I can check it out. These two values, when I look at over here, is it giving me 7748? Yes, it is giving me 7748. Now the same formula I can apply for others. Now, how will I know I am in the right track? Just see, when I go to my December month YTD, is it matching with my revenue column total cell? Yes. So I am in the right track. So this is how people, we have got another column ready, naming called over here as YTD. So please try this and confirm. Right, people? YTD is ready. Any difficulties? Fine. So YTD in terms of value, maybe my immediate boss would be happy watching the same. But when I'm presenting my data to the management, they are not interested seeing YTD in terms of billions, millions, or lakhs and crores. They want to see the YTD, but that should be in terms of percentage. So let's go and create another column naming called YTD percentage. So for YTD percentage, what should be the formula? First 1 minute, watch my screen, observe what I'm doing. Next 1 minute, you can try. See, here it is pretty clear and easy. You don't need to go and struggle. Just go and select the entire range of YTD percentage and go for Control R, fill right. Control R to fill right. So whatever in the left side column, your formulas, functions, values are there as it is going to fill towards right. Answers are coming up in terms of decimals, but our expression has to be presented in terms of percentage. And we know one thing, to convert any format to percentage, Control, Shift, and 5. And how will I know I am in the right track? The moment you go to the December month YTD percentage, is it matching with your revenue percentage column total? Yes. So this is how people, you can see we got another column ready, naming called YTD percentage. So this is how we had only two columns of data, but this much of task is pending. And this is what you should add as a value additions to your work. Nobody will be demanding for all these things. This is inherent by nature. Though you're working with accounts, finance, production, planning, stores, HR, anywhere, you need to showcase your data having all the statistical calculations. So kindly confirm YTD percentage is ready. So can you please confirm in the chat box Y for yes or D for done so that I can proceed, or if you have any doubts, queries, do let me know. Great. So Sifa has confirmed. How about others?
And the shortcut is Control Alt R.
No, no, no. Only Control R to fill right. See, this is very simple. Anything whenever you want to populate the formula. Say, take an example. Watch my screen. I have to suppose here I have got Excel. Now this Excel text I want to populate towards down. I can select and I can go for Control D to fill down. Similarly, I need to fill right also. I can select Control R to fill right. That's what we did. All right. So now once we have done with these people, remember one thing, data anybody can prepare, but your presentation always makes you different. And when you have multiple columns like this, you should not leave as it is. Always give a feel of a table. How to give you a feel of a table? Select your data, keeping your cursor anywhere. Control A. So when you press Control A, enter data will be selected and go to your home tab. You have a application called border, and within border, you have an application called all borders. This is with the help of your mouse, you can do that. Else, you can go for a simple keyboard shortcut. What is that? Alt, H for home, B for border, A for all border. So this is called nothing but again, all borders purpose applications, the keyboard shortcut. How to apply? Just see. I have selected my data. Okay. I'll just press Alt. So when I press Alt key, can you see on the screen what is happening? Whatever the inbuilt keys are aligned or applied to the all the individual ribbon menu options, it is getting listed. Now border application where it is there in the home tab. So to invoke my home tab, what is the command we have? H. So I'll press H. So I don't need to go and press Alt and then H. Just press Alt, remove the finger, then H. So H for home we have gone. Now within home for border, which is the key assigned B. So I'll just press B. Now I have navigated to the border application. Within that, which option is for the all border assigned? A. So I can go for A. So this is how people, a simple keyboard shortcut is going to help you a lot. So it's up to you. If you're comfortable using mouse, do it. But if you are liking the keyboard shortcuts, better to go for that, because I would recommend go for keyboard shortcuts, because in today's world, time is money. So if you want to save your time, you must learn the keyboard shortcuts. You have to train yourself to learn the keyboard shortcuts. All right. So this is the first thing. We have applied the borders. Now, the latest style of our data presentation, it says that when you have multiple columns in place, the first column data should be aligned to the left, and rest of the data column alignment should be center. And to make it center, you can go to home and you can choose the alignment tab over here, naming called center. We can go for it. Else, you can go for a keyboard shortcut, Alt H for home, A for alignment, C for center. So what's the keyboard command? Alt H A C, center alignment, right? So kindly confirm all these keyboard shortcuts are working comfortable using the same. All right. So our data, how to make it informative, we made it ready. But here, one thing always remember, just don't forget to little bit beautify your data. So how do you beautify exactly? We go and deal with some colors. So which type of colors? So we go for sometimes font color or fill color. We feel this is our world. But trust me, nowadays this is not having the charm. So what we need to do is you can select the month column entirely and go to the home tab. You have a very beautiful option in the group called styles. Within that, cell styles. And in the bottom line, in the theme cell styles, you can see some high definition colors with some high contrast to the background colors. It is available. Yes, you can take one color out of this and then take the first row and again go to home and choose cell styles and choose one color out of this. So this is how, without making it overloaded over here, we can just make use of simple colors and making very pleasant to read the data. So this is how people we have understood how to make our data informative. All right, looks good, neat and clean, presentable. What's it? Think about it. Earlier in the state, only two columns of data, but this much of task is pending. So this is how you have to always present your data, giving more add-on to the data, and then only people will be happy to see that because they happen to see something different. So all these things are very, very essential. Taking the live data, keep practicing upon the same. That's mandatory. If you have any queries as such, do let me know. Or if it is clear, drop me a message in the chat box, D for done. Fine. So with this, we'll go for a short break. Okay. So in my system, it is 4:10. Again, dot 4:25. We'll catch up. So 15 minutes break. You can have a tea or coffee. Come back soon, but ensure you are here by 4:25 p.m. So I'll be in mute. I'll be back by 4:25. All right, so I believe everybody's back. Will you please respond in the chat box? Why for yes? So the answer is back. Very good. How about others? Nikita, Shifa, Gita. Okay,
Yes.
great. So before break, we had seen how to make our data informative. Now we'll see how to make our data presentable. So go to our below data set on the same worksheet only. We have got same 1 year data. Kindly select the same, keeping the cursor anywhere, Control A. And there, what you need to do is just go and convert your data into table. So to convert your data into table, just press Control T, T for Tango, T for table. And the moment you hit enter, you will be finding with immediate effect over here, the data is coming up with a beautiful format. Alternate rows are highlighted, column headers are defined with proper background of colors, filter buttons are activated, and the rows are also top and bottom rows. You can see some thick borders. So this is what the keyboard shortcut Control T, T for Tango, to convert your data into table. All right. Now, once we have this, suppose say this is what my revenue data, I have made it ready, no doubt. Now I want to suppose present one more column, say incentive. So let's go and create one incentive column and see the beauty. The moment you type enter or hit enter, what is happening? Same formatting immediately carries forward to the next column. Have you ever seen your formatting goes along with the table? No. So this is what the beauty of converting the data into table. You don't need to worry about your formatting. Excel will take care about your formatting. Now coming back to the calculations. Now suppose say in our organization, we have a global policy or uniform policy. Whatever the revenue we generate, we declare 2% as incentive. So what we can do equal to taking the data from revenue column, which is in the left. So when I take one cell from the left side, you could see automatically it takes is the formatting at the red symbol, square brackets, column header, everything is being populated over here. This is the automatic format of our table. You don't need to really go and keep typing all these things. This comes automatically. Only thing is we need to focus with our formula, multiplying by how many percentage we discussed? 2%. And see the beauty, the moment I hit enter, it is not only applying to a cell, but also the entire column. So I don't need to copy paste my formula. I don't need to drag my formula. See how my speed is also increasing because of this format as table option. So this is how people, we have added one more column to the data naming called incentive. Kindly confirm all these things are happening. Any difficulties? Hope it is working. Clear? Can you please confirm? All right, so our incentive column is ready. Now let's go for creating another column, naming called net revenue. So when you go and just type net revenue and hit enter, can you see again the same formatting has been carried forward? Now, what would be the formula? Basic mathematics, revenue minus incentive. So go for equal to B24, the cell, minus C24. It takes again its own formatting. You don't need to worry about this, right? And the moment you hit enter, this is going to apply for the whole column. So this is how people we have understood how to use this format as data table option. And when you go for converting format as table option, what is the benefit of doing the same and how we are able to save our time? We got a glimpse of that. But to complete the task, you could see we do not have the total yet. But technically, we do not need to create the total also. See the beauty. If you keep your cursor anywhere in this table, you can notice on your ribbon tab, extreme right, one tab naming called table design or design, depending upon the version of your Excel, it will be activated. So when you go to this last tab, table design or design, whatever, you have an option called total row. So in table design, you have an option called total row. The checkbox is not activated, you could notice. So you got to activate the checkbox. And the moment you do so, with immediate effect, you will be finding in the bottom side of your data, a total row will be added over here, and it is giving the total only of net revenue column. Now, what if I want the total of the revenue column? You can simply click your cursor in the revenue column total cell. There will be a drop down automatically turns up. And once you click that with immediate effect, it will show you the list of formulas. And ideally, to make a total, which formula we prefer? We go for sum formula. So when you go and choose sum, automatically the total is also there. Can you see the beauty? Everything is there. Only thing is we need to customize according to the need. So that's what the beauty of format as table. Kindly confirm you're able to do application of total also. All right. So table format, how it helps us, we got one more understanding over here. Let's show one more time. Okay. So table format, this total you're meaning, Sudhanshu? Okay. Yes, after table design, you should go for total row, this option. And then going to this cell, there will be a drop down. You got to select sum. All right. Now, once we have done with this, as I told you people, the moment you have table data or multiple columns, keep your cursor in the column header. One of the column header, you can keep your cursor and go for Control A. The whole column will be selected. Then I told you always give a feel of a table by applying the borders. And what is the shortcut to apply the borders? Anybody?
Control H A B.
No.
Con-
Alt
Alt. You can
H
press
B
Alt
A.
also.
Not control. Alt H B A. So H for home, B for border, A for all border. Now, once we have done with this, as I told you, the first column should be always aligned to the left. Rest of the columns should be aligned to the center. And what is the shortcut for aligning center? Alt H A C. Or you can go to home and you can do the alignment with center. Up to you. There is no hard and fast rule over here. Now, once we have done with this, there is one more problem you can notice in our data set. The incentive column, all the text are not visible. Net revenue text is not properly visible. So most of the time it happens with us. Whenever we copy the data from one Excel to other, you might be getting the hash kind of symbols. And what we do, we take our mouse pointer, we keep expanding our column headers from this point, or manually we drag it or double click on that. All these things we do repeatedly. That is really killing and wasting our time. So instead of doing that, what we can do, we can simply select our data range completely like this. Going to home, there is an option in the format category naming called auto fit of column width. So what will be happening when you do that? It will immediately adjust all the columns depending upon the number of characters, whatever it is available. So what is that? Selecting the data, going to the home tab, in that format and which group, in the cells group. And what's the option? Auto fit column width. So it will be expanded like anything. Okay. The same thing you can do with a quick keyboard shortcut also. And what is the keyboard shortcut? Is Alt O for format, C for column, A for autofit. So this is called autofit of column width. This is one. Else you can go for Alt, okay, H for home, O for format, I for column width. So this is also you can use it. So whichever it is comfortable for you, you can go for that. Like say, if you go for Excel, selecting the data, Alt H for home, then I need to go for cells over here. Within that, auto fit of column width is I. Okay. So this is how we have understood people that using this format as table option, how to present our data, adding little more beauty over there, and people will love to see. And these things, when you present in Excel, if there is a need, you can bring it to immediately PowerPoint, right? Now, coming back to the numbers. Remember one thing, in Excel, each and every data, they are being recognized by their formats. Like you have date should be in date format. You have percentage should be in percentage format. You have got time, time should be in time format. Similarly, if you have numbers, it should be in number format. So what is the meaning by number format? See, ideally, there should be a decimal, post decimal, maximum 2 characters. And before decimal, you must have a comma separator or billion million separator should be there. So when you need all these three information to make it as a number format, how to present it? See, any point of time to convert any format to number format. You can see in our keyboard, the numerical 1, it is containing one exclamatory mark. So this key we have to use along with Control and Shift. So Control Shift 1 will be helping us to convert any format into number format. So select the data and go for Control Shift and 1. So with immediate effect, you can see in the numbers uniformly, it has applied one decimal, post decimal 2 characters, before decimal comma separators, right? Control Shift 1. All these things are listed in our keyboard shortcut list also. Only thing is you have to practice. Right? So how to make our data informative and how to make our data presentable. So this is the story of our data presentation sheet. Any doubt, any queries? Fine. So let us go for our next sheet. Yes, Rita, definitely. That's for sure. I told you in the beginning itself, Excel, whatever the things overnight, it is not possible. You have to practice well. So whatever you are learning, I'll be sharing the recordings of that at the end of the day, and you have to practice well on the same. Yes, it's not only you, everyone, if doesn't practice, they will forget the formulas, whatever the topics we are discussing, definitely you will forget that. There is no other options. So you have to practice. All right, fine. Now, let us go for our next sheet, naming called date calculation. So here, let me take you through what is that objective we have. See, suppose say these are the employees working in my department. Okay. My boss asked me, Prabhas, do one thing. In your department, whoever the people they are working with, I am sending their date of joining of those people to you. Just do one thing, calculate their experience as on date. So these are the employees working with in my department. Their date of joining is there with me. My boss is asking to find out that experience as on date. So date of joining is there. Then I need to find out the experience as on date means today's date, correct? Yes. Now to get this job done, okay, the people have got different choices. They go for different way to get the answer. But again, there's a big question mark about the data accuracy. So I'll tell you a very simple way how to get it done. So what we can do, people, we can go for a simple hidden formula of Microsoft Excel naming called date diff. Formula name is date diff. People read it as dated if. They believe there is a if logical formula is there. They should read it as dated if. No, this formula is related to date and it is of date family. You should read it as date pause diff, date diff. Okay. Now this is a hidden formula. Yes. Since 1985, this formula is hidden because this comes as an add-in in Excel. Okay. And to confirm that this is a hidden formula, I'll show you something. No need to do anything, just watch my screen. If I write any formula in Microsoft Excel, it gives me an instruction what is this eDate formula about. Now, if I go and hit my tab key, this also helps me how to write this formula. Whereas if I go for date div, do I get anything? No, because this formula is a hidden formula. So trust me, there is a formula naming called date but since the formula is hidden, instructions are not visible, we have to work together. So let's start working with me. Keep your cursor in the first yellow colored cell and go for equal to date diff. bracket open. How to start with? See, any date formula in Microsoft Excel, it needs a start date. So in our case, our start date is date of joining, nothing else. Then, comma. Coming to next. When we are computing starting from the start date, then the next input would be end date also. So in our case, till which date we are trying to compute the experience as on today. So today to generate, we have a ready-made formula in our Excel naming called today, open bracket and close bracket. So this is a formula which will be helping us in generating today's date. So which date today's date means? The system date. So in our system bottom right corner, whatever the date it is going to populate over here. Comma. Now, what would be our third input? Since we are computing the difference in our year column, our third input has to be the year. So we can take this one blank cell above to the year, okay, and bracket close. Formula is ready, hit enter. This is going to give some errors. Don't worry, don't be panic. Out of three inputs, only two inputs we have provided. Third one is defined to a blank cell. That's why it is giving error. So now let's go back to that blank cell. We remember we discussed something that whenever we are working in Excel, what is the standard date format we have? DDMYY or MMDDYY. We know that very well, right? Now, where that D stands for day, M stands for month, Y stands for year. So to represent our year, you can go for a simple formula Y. Just type Y alone. Y stands for year. It is already predefined by Microsoft Excel and you got the result. Now see the beauty. Though date diff is a hidden formula, did we get a clarity how to write our date diff formula? Just check it out. All right, so I believe this is working. Date diff, though it is a hidden formula, how to write it, right? So let's go for a hands-on practice for finding the month and day also. So for month, you can use M, and
Uh,
for yeah,
Prabhas, I dragged it, but then I got a error.
don't worry, I have not yet dragged. I
Oh,
have not
okay.
yet dragged. Be with me, please.
Okay, okay, sure.
Right. So for month, we can go for M, and for day, we can go for D. So let's go for writing it one more time because this is a hidden formula. So do not copy paste the formula. Do not drag the formula. Write it one more time. So equal to date diff, bracket open, date of joining, that is the start date, comma, end date, say today formula, comma, Excel operator, that is M. And then go to day equal to date diff, bracket open, date of joining, that is the start date, comma, today formula, comma, Excel operator reference. So this is how, when you go and apply, you will be getting your answer for the first employee. stating that 14 years, 177 months, 5,394 days. Check it out. Is it the same value you are getting? Right? Can you please confirm? Is it the same value you have received for the first employee? All right. So now just watch my screen over here. Can you just express someone's experience in this format? Like 14 years, 177 months, 5,394 days. Not at all. Then what is this about? These are nothing but individual component-wise differences. Year-wise 14, month-wise 177 months, and day-wise 5,394 days. But our requirement is something different. When we go and combine all these things together, that should be my entire experience. Or the other way, if you discuss in the month column, focus. In the month column, how many months are there? 177 months. We know one thing. Whenever number of month reaches to 12, it becomes 1 year. So if I ask you how many months are there in this entire 177 months, how many years are there? What will be your answer? The basic mathematics we can apply equal to 177 divided by 12, right? So 14 decimal 75 months, 14 years are there. So that is already taken in the year column, right? So that cannot be ever expressed again in month column. So month column should reflect only 0.75. So to make it happen, go to our Excel operator where M is there, just change it to YM. YM stands for year to month. YM stands for year to month. So the incomplete months in a complete year. And the moment you hit enter, this is going to give you the result. 14 years, 9 months. Now coming back to the day, instead of D, go for MD, month to date. The incomplete days in a complete month. And that's what you can see over here. So this is how people we have understood so far how to write our date D formula. What is the usage of today formula to generate today's date? And what is the operator usage? Y stands for year, YM stands for year to month, MD stands for month to date. Check it out. All these things are working the way I'm showing the screen, right? Now, we got the answer for one particular employee. Can you please confirm? 14 years, 9 months, 7 days. Anybody is facing difficulties, not getting the answer, need my support, do let me know. Now, once we know that one particular employee's experience is this much, as we know the same, we can apply for others. Selecting the same, we can go for double click on that field handle. Now our problem starts. Why? Why we're getting an error? Because the moment we copy the formula towards down, you can notice by keeping the cursor in the first error, what is happening? Along with my date of joining movement, my Excel operator is also moving. Can you see that maroon color border, what I'm highlighting? This is also moving down, right? So though I am working with my first employee or the last employee, this cell should not move down, but it is moving. So what we need to do? We need to log the same. So which one we need to log? Selecting the entire array, opening the formula by hitting F2, we should log this D4 cell. This should not move down. Like D4 should not move to D5. So we should lock it. And how to lock it? By using F4. Now Control Enter. Similarly, going to month and we need to lock E4 and we should make it Control Enter. Similarly, going to day and locking F4 and there we go for Control Enter. So this is how the formula will look like the way I'm showing. Kindly apply and check. Is it working? Any doubt? Any queries? All right, so the answer was confirmed. How about others? Are you getting the same answer? Or the formula of yours is looking like this, the way I'm displaying on the screen? So your output will come something like this, right? So how to write our deadlift formula? Over here, we got the basic understanding. Now I would like to ask a question. Are you happy knowing about this formula called deadlift? Yes, no, yes. So when we got the answer, definitely the formula, if it is helping, we are happy with that. Correct. But the thing is, again, I'm asking the question, please stay focused. Going to each and every column, editing the formula for 3 different times and locking the cells for 3 different times. Are you comfortable doing the same? Think about it. Going to each and every column, editing the formula for 3 different times. Are you happy? Definitely not. So when you think that you are not comfortable doing the same, do you believe that Microsoft Excel will ever recommend for the same? Not at all. So whatever we did, people, this is what our expert, they suggest us to do the job like this. But Microsoft Excel never recommends for that. So what we did is not what we are supposed to do. So kindly select all this solution area, the yellow colored cells, and just delete. So what we are not supposed to do, we got the understanding. Now how to make an improvement? What is the ideal way of writing our formula? We are going to discuss that. Start working with me. The way we have developed the practice, first select your entire solution array. Now please stay focused. This is very important, and this is going to save a lot of time what we are going to discuss now. So go for immediately, leave your mouse, leave your touchpad, go for equal to, and write the formula equal to date diff. Make sure you are typing your spelling properly. And then the first input is the start date, that is date of joining. Now hold on. Once you define the start date, just wait. See, when I go for my start date, it has picked up a cell address C6, where C is the column, right? And 6 is the row. Do you agree? C is the column, 6 is the row, right? Now, when I copy this formula towards down, C6 has to go to C7, C8, C9, and so on. So when I pronunciate the movement C6, C7, C8, C9, C10, which one sounds common? Common is C. What is C? C is the column. So we have understood our data is not sticking to a cell, it is moving, and it is moving within a column. So when the data is moving within a column, instead of locking the cell, we need to lock only the column. And to lock the column only, we need to bring the dollar symbol before column C. And to bring the dollar symbol before column C, we need to hit our F4 key 3 times. So hitting your F4 key 3 times, you will be getting a setup like this, $C6. What does it mean? This is called as column constant, column freeze, or column lock. So when I copy this formula towards right, C6 will never go to D6 because column is locked. If I copy this formula towards down, C6 will definitely go to C7 because row is free. So this setup, it was missing. We have given it and we call it as column constant or column freeze or column lock. Come on. What's the next input? End date. What is end date? Today's date. What is today's date? To generate today formula. So when I go for today formula, this doesn't need any kind of locking because the default nature of today formula is to generate today's date. So I don't need to lock any cell out of this. Come on. What is the next input? Going to our Excel operator, that is D4. Now here we need to understand. When I copy this formula towards down, D4 should not move down. Earlier we have seen. But when I copy this formula towards right, D4 should go to E4 for month calculation. When I go further right to populate, E4 should go to F4 for the day calculation. So D4, E4, F4. We need to check it out. And this movement, what is that movement? Which one sounds common? D4, E4, F4 is the 4. What is 4? 4 is the row. So we have understood our data is not restricted to a cell. It is moving, but it is moving within a row. So when data is moving within a row, instead of locking the cell, lock the row only. And to lock the row over there, we need to bring the dollar symbol before row number. And to bring the dollar symbol before row number, we need to go for F4 twice, F4 2 times. Now this setup, we call it as row constant or row freeze or row lock. So when I copy this formula towards down, D4 will never go to D5 because row is locked. When I copy this formula towards right, D4 will definitely go to E4 since column is free. So this is called our the references, how to operate with. Now bracket close. Formula is ready only with one cell, but we need to apply for the entire range. As we learned, what is the shortcut to apply the data for entire range? Anybody?
Control and enter.
So very good. Control and enter and see the beauty. Immediate effect, the entire data will be ready for the whole table. So this is how you are supposed to design the formula in Excel, people, and trust me, you're going to save a lot of time. So give it a try and check all these things are working. Any doubt, any queries, feel free to ask. Right? So these things, taking the live data, people, you have to practice well. This will be very, very helpful. And this is what you can use it, the formula, whenever you want to compute the difference between two setup of dates, or for data aging, or to calculate the span between two different dates, or you have a live example to calculate someone's experience also, you can make use of that. All right. Now, let's go for our next sheet is naming called goal sick. Okay. So now we are going to discuss a beautiful data analytical tool of our Microsoft Excel, people, naming called GoalSeek. So what is the usage of that? Let me put it in a very scenario format so that everybody can connect with it. While working in corporate, people, taking the right decision in the right time is very, very essential. And if you do not do so, you have to face a lot of consequences, maybe leading to some kind of financial impact over there, something over there, you have to go for it. Okay, so question is coming up. Sudhanshu is asking, is deadlift only applicable to calculate experience, or any other we can apply this? I told you three different scenarios to calculate your experience if you're working with your project, or if you're working with a site, or if you're working with your process, what was the duration or tenure you have served in that process. So whenever you have got two setup of dates, if you want to compute the difference, you can go for deadlift formula. That will be very, very helpful. All right. So coming back to our goal six sheet, people. Okay. So here, the moment you are working in corporate, as I told you, taking the right decision in the right time is very, very essential. Okay. Now here, how to take that? So how Excel is going to help me in taking the decisions over there. So what are the decision making tools we have? How to use this? We are going to explore it, nothing else. All right. Now I'm going to take you through a beautiful example. You all must be getting salary, okay? Because you are working in corporate, nobody is providing complimentary service. So you know how what are the components of salary. So we have taken a very beautiful example. We have a salary slip. Basic is 40,000. DA is 20% of the basic. HRA is 50% of the basic. Medical allowance is fixed for 15K. Uniform allowance is 12K. Monthly CTC is nothing but summation of all the above values. Annual CTC is nothing but monthly CTC multiplied by 12. So this is what a formula driven data we have. Just go through the formulas. If you have any difficulties to understand, please feel free to ask. Is it clear? All the formulas, whatever I'm displaying on the screen. Right. Now, let me put it in a story format so that everybody can connect with it. Now, suppose say I am conducting one interview, one candidate, whomever I am conducting the interview for him, he asked me that I am not happy with your salary structure. If you give me only 14 lakhs salary, then only I am able to join. So being a team leader, my job is now, if I want to accept his demand, what would be the structure of the salary? I need to first find out. This is one. Keep it on hold. Now, suppose say my management has given me the authority. Prabhas, you can accept anybody's demand, fill the gap quickly. But remember, at any point of time, the salary basic one should not exceed 60,000. So management has given me authority, but along with that, they have given me a limitations or capping that basic should not exceed 60,000. So I have to again confirm that if I accept the demand of 14 lakhs from the other side, whether the basic is exceeding 60,000 or within 60,000 limit, I need to also confirm before taking a final call. So having said with all these questions, if I need to arrive at a conclusion whether I should hire that candidate or not, how much time I am taking or what we do in that case. We just ask the people to be seated in our lobby or reception area and we buy some time like 1 hour or 2 hours and we come back to our workstation and we start playing around with our data. So what is that we do? We go to first our basic. Since my management has given a capping of 60,000, I will check my first limit, whether within 60,000 I am getting that value. Oh, yes. So the person is demanding 14 lakhs. So I have the limit up to 15 lakhs 48,000. No problem. So now my objective would be as long as this annual CTC doesn't become 14 lakhs, I should keep changing this basic value. So I'll go and just reduce it 57,000. It has come closer to 14 lakhs. Again, I'll go and change it to 56,000. I'll go for 55,000. So like that, as long as this value doesn't become 14 lakhs, I will keep changing this value over here, isn't it? So this is what we do in that half an hour or 1 hour time or 2 hours time buying from the candidate. All right. Now, just to take a simple decision, we have taken this much of 2 hours of time. So our premium time, quality time is being wasted over here. Now imagine in the same location itself, without taking 2 hours of time, if I able to help in making the decision just in 10 seconds, a lot of quality time you can save. So let's see now how to do that. So for this kind of scenarios, people will be using our data analytical tool naming called GoalSeek. First of all, where do you find GoalSeek? If you go to our data, there is a what if analysis one group is there. And in this group, we have an option called GoalSeek. Okay, this is the location where you find your GoalSeek in data, what if analysis, and GoalSeek. All right, so we got the clarity where the GoalSeek option is available. Now, remember very essential rules. You cannot apply GoalSeek wherever you like. To apply GoalSeek, people, you got to satisfy two validation rules. Rule number one, the data which you are working with, it must be formula driven. Yes, we have got many more formulas in place. So data is containing formula. Rule number one is satisfied. Okay. Rule number two, what it says, when you go to goal say over here, the first criteria is asking set cell. What is the meaning by set cell? Set cell is nothing but the objective cell. So in our whole story, what is our objective? The annual CTC. So this is our objective cell because this cell has to become 14 lakhs, right? So I'll take this cell. Now rule number two, it says that whichever the cell you consider as a set cell or objective cell, that must contain a formula. So our annual CTC cell, is it containing a formula? Yes. Monthly CTC multiplied by 12, obviously. So our rule number two is also satisfied. Now, coming back to value. How much value you are expecting in that cell? So how much the candidate is demanding? The candidate is demanding 14 lakhs. So I must write 14 lakhs over here manually. I cannot refer to a cell and make it dynamic. I always need to type the data manually only. Now, by changing cell, which cell you change so that the annual CTC will become 14 lakhs. So as we were discussing, taking 1 hour, 2 hour time, which cell we were trying different permutation combination is the basic one. So you can take the basic cell over there, and the moment you click OK, Excel will take its own iteration and calculations, and it will throw an immediate result. You can see over here on your blink of your eyes. So if you want to achieve 14 lakh CTC, the structure of the salary would be this much, and the basic will have to go for 52,740. Is it within 60,000 limit? Yes. So without making any kind of delay, I should accept that candidate's demand and I should welcome him. I should say we are through with our interview. You can just get in touch with our HR people for the further formalities. So this is how people Goalseek will be very helpful whenever you go for any kind of profitability margin analysis or going for break-even point calculation, or if you go for wealth maximization, anywhere you can make use of that, provided the two rules are to be satisfied. One, data must be formula driven. Second, our set cell must be the objective cell and should contain a formula. Give it a try and check is it working. You have any queries, doubts, you can ask me. No issues, people. This is really a beautiful tool.
Could you please, I got the goal seek pop up. I'm sorry. Can you I guess you're able to. Here I need to put the value, right? The total value, which is 14 lakh.
You don't need, no, I can't see your full screen. Just bring the camera little bit distant. No, keep away from the screen. Little bit keep away from the screen. Yes. So you have taken set cell as the objective cell. So set cell is nothing but C, annual CTC, annual CTC, where it is. Set cell is the annual CTC. No, keep your cursor in the set cell box, clean everything, select the annual CTC because that is containing a formula and our objective is annual CTC. Now
Okay.
to value, keep the cursor in that box and go for 14 lakhs. Type 14, 5 zeros.
Mm. 14.
Yeah, 14 lakhs because the
Okay.
candidate is asking 14 lakhs, right?
Correct.
So make sure you're typing 5 zeros in that 14.
Yeah.
Now, by changing cell, which cell you change so that it will become 14 lakhs? The basics one. So go to the basic cell now by changing cell basic one. Yeah, click OK. And immediately it will throw the result that this would be the salary structure and the total CTC you see is become 14 lakhs.
Okay.
Right.
Now, yeah, I got it. But if there are too many employees, like for example, say around 20 employees are there for whom there need to be these kind of changes to be done. So this is the only method followed, right?
Yeah, you have to do it for 20 times.
Manually, we have to do this.
Yes, you have to do it for
Oh,
20 times because one time, one case only you can solve. You
yes,
cannot
yes.
solve 20 cases at a time.
That's okay. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So I believe this goal seek is clear or any other further questions you can ask me. No issues.
It is. Mm, Okay, got it.
What
Right.
if the basic is 50,000? Do can we select other column values?
No. DA is formula driven. DA is formula driven. You cannot touch that. HRA is formula driven. That also you cannot touch it. Medical allowance is already fixed. You cannot touch that. Uniform allowance is also already fixed. You cannot touch it.
So what if the basic here the situation is basic should not exceed 60,000, instead of 60,000 it should be 50,000 then?
If it is 50,000, then definitely you should not go for it. Suppose say now I am running my over here goal sake. I run the category immediately. I define 14 lakhs. In front of the candidate, I'm sitting in front of Excel and I'm doing my calculation. And over here, now what is happening? It is exceeding 50,000. So I cannot agree on this point. I cannot accept his demand,
Oh, okay,
right?
okay.
Yeah. So now you can ask me a question, then what should be the CTC? At what point I should agree? That could be the case also, correct? So here we have to do the reverse calculation. The moment if you want to go for it, you have to do the reverse calculations. Like say, take an example over here. I have the data. Okay. I'll go for same goal sake. Now, if I want to achieve this again, this over here to value. Now suppose I'll go for 13 lakhs 50,000. Okay. Now by changing cell over here in this and click OK. Now still I'm getting closer to 50,000. So 50,294 it's coming up again. So I can go for 13 lakhs 20,000. I can make it over something over here. So I can create multiple scenarios or multiple analysis I can do over here. So I can go for 13 lakhs 20,000. Okay, by changing cell. So instead of doing for multiple combinations, I can go for immediately this kind of goal seek and I can get my result. Now, if I go and accept 13 lakhs 20,000, it is within that below limit of 60,000, correct? Or 50,000, whatever I have agreed.
Yes.
Right. So this is how you can play around with your goal seek criterias. And goal seek has got three inputs. One is set cell, and that is nothing but the objective cell must contain a formula. And our to value always you have to define manually. And by changing cell, you have to take that cell, which is a static one. There should not be any formula in the changing cell option. So basic cell should not contain any formula. You can also take it as a rule. Okay. So taking the live data, keep practicing about all these formulas, people. This will be very, very helpful. So goal seek, where do we find? In our data, what if analysis, goal seek. Okay. So now, any doubt, any queries you can ask me. So let's have a quick recap what we have discussed today. We have started with just go through my screen. If at all anything is missing, you are not clear, feel free to ask. We have started with our business maths case studies. Use the formulas like sum product, formula text, small, large, with combination of this dollar symbol applications to log the range. Then we saw M round formula, how to round off our data. Then we saw the logical formula, if, how to apply, and how to replace the same by using the max function. Then we saw the EDATE formula to calculate a future date if your inputs are there, a starting date and the interval or the duration in terms of months. Then how to extract a day from a date by using the text formula. Then we saw the year formula. Then we have seen how to make our data informative, taking different types of our statistical calculations and making it more informative, and little bit of formatting pattern, how to bring it on so that we can beautify our reports. Then the minimum formatting, applying the borders, making it as center with the help of keyboard shortcuts. And what is the keyboard shortcuts to making it center? Anybody?
Alt H, uh, border and sorry, Alt H C.
Alt H AC.
AC.
Yeah, very good, Shifa. And for border, Alt HBA. Similarly, we saw how to make our data presentable, and I told you a keyboard shortcut, how to convert your data into table. What is the keyboard shortcut we used? Anybody?
Control T.
Control T. Very good. Yes, Control T. And we have seen the various advantages of converting our data into table, and you can apply your own formatting that will be taken care by Microsoft Excel. Only thing is you have to focus with your data entry. Now, coming back to the date calculation, we saw how to use this hidden formula of Microsoft Excel, naming called date diff. What is the uses of our Y, YM, and MD for year, year to month, and month to date? What is the uses of today formula to generate today's date over there? Then, what is the uses of the dollar symbol, like making F4 once, no movement, neither towards down nor towards right? F4 twice, only row will be locked, column will be free. F4 thrice, column will be locked, row will be free. So this is how to operate with our dative formula, though it is a hidden one. How to write the formula, we have got the understanding. Then we saw how to make use of our data analytical tool called GoalSeek and the rules we need to satisfy very well. The data must be containing the formulas, and the set cell of the GoalSeek criteria should be containing the cell where the formula is there. And our GoalSeek, where do we find? In the data menu and what if analysis and GoalSeek. So this is what we have discussed in our day one. Any doubt, any queries from any of the calculations, formulas, functions? So I request everyone, please do not just take it granted. Practice well before stepping into the day two program. Because if you do not practice, then things will be in vain and there is no point of attending the training. And I have given you the list of keyboard shortcuts. Rigorously practice that. And if you have any challenges, we have created that WhatsApp group. Drop your concerns. If anything is not working, you can share your sample data also over there. Voluntarily, anybody is willing to answer also, you are welcome, not a problem. If the question is remain unanswered, I will be stepping in to answer that question, don't worry. And our day two will be the next Sunday. And I request everyone, please dropping to the meeting room before in time or before 5 minutes or 10 minutes, settle down properly, have all your instruments, necessary objects like your water bottle, everything in place, and stay focused over there in the training. That is very, very essential. Okay. And feel free to ask your questions. One time practice is very, very essential. And as usual, as I committed, you will be getting the recordings maximum by 8:30 p.m. tonight. Go to the recordings. I'll be dropping a confirmation message also once I made the recording ready. The links will be shared over email as well as a link will be shared in the WhatsApp group as well. All right. So anything is missing in the program? Are you able to catch me up? Is it clear whatever I'm explaining? Yes, no, you can give your consent.
Okay. Yes, yes.
Okay, okay. So able to connect with the data, whatever I'm explaining, able to connect with your data, except Nikita, because she has not seen the corporate flavor yet, but especially Sudhanshu and Shifa, able to connect with the data.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
that is, yes. So that is most essential part, people. All right. So if there is no questions or queries, shall we call it as a day?
Sir, 1 minute.
Yeah, please,
So,
Vasu.
unlike what you taught in Goal Seek for HR, is there any? I mean, this is all that is there for HR, or we still have some short, I mean, formulas kind of thing for HR
No, no,
calculation?
don't go for the limit to like Excel is confined to HR. So I will be giving the combinations of different department data. So now this goal seek I have taken for HR. You can use for finance also. Like say the moment you are looking at the financial point of view, like you want to calculate your own EMI. I mean
Yeah.
EMI when you're paying. So you will be taking a call, how to find my EMI. Then you can use this goal seek. Now, suppose say your job into sales or marketing side, you are negotiating with the client and client is negotiating with you about your pricing. So whether you can accept that price, whatever the client is asking, you want to compute then and there in front of the client. You should not ask that, okay, give me 1 hour or 2 hour time. I will check with my boss and come back to you. That's not the ideal process. So in those cases, when you want to play around with multiple scenarios, you can go and take the help of GoalSeek.
Okay. Thing is the sir that I belong to the HR background, so that is the reason I just asked you. Like, for example, we need to identify the leave tracker. For example, if the candidate has he has taken leave in the month of July 14th. Now I will have to track the leaves, what is balance, and for that, what I mean, my question is that for how do I find out that in Excel is my because we have to manually calculate.
Obviously, see, when you have, yeah, I mean, appointed one person, as per his designation and scaling, how many leaves he is eligible, you will be having a master tracker for that. Now, month-wise, how many leaves he has availed, that automatically you have to reduce it. So there is no question over here that you can automate this entire thing. So date-wise, you will be having one attendance or abstract system. And from that, how many leaves he has availed, one more separate column you have to maintain. And that will be giving the total leaves availed during the month. Now you have to take the YTD calculation, like since your beginning, how many leaves he is eligible till this month, how many leaves he has availed, and what is the balance leaves. That you have to maintain 3 columns in each and every month-wise attendance tracker.
Okay. Okay, got it.
Yes, any other questions from anybody?
Yes.
Nikita,
Sir,
able to follow? Yeah, Shifa.
sir, in coming lectures, are we going to touch the SAP topic? Just an overview kind of thing.
No, SAP is nowhere concerned over here. SAP is a different applications altogether. That is a accounting package. So we do
Okay.
not teach anything about SAP. We are completely confining our operations and the entire functionalities of Excel only. Now, you can ask me a question, can I use or can I get some SAP data dump? Like the moment we download the data from SAP, how the structures are, whether we are going to work with such kind of real-time data? Yes, all our data sets are real-time data only. So for your information, I will tell you one data set I will show you. If you go to our data analysis, this is nothing but a real-time data from SAP. So you will be getting the data from SAP. This is more clean format, otherwise you can say, but this is the type of data we are going to work. So all our case studies are live case studies, taking the different scenarios from accounts, finance, production, planning, HR, stores, safety. It is the combinations of different verticals data.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Yeah. Yes. Any other questions? So Nikita, able to follow?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I know this is something new. It might be definitely because you have not yet seen the corporate flavor. So it will be very difficult for you to visualize the things in that way. But try to understand the concept and trust me, this is going to help you a lot. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, friends. So if there is no questions, I call it as a day. Yeah. And I will be sending the recordings links by maximum 8:30 p.m.